Guys, it's the Butt Hair King. I'm back again. I just want to say a huge thank you for reaching 5 subscribers. I honestly did not think that this channel would gain any subs or anything, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. It's pretty cool. Now, the title of this video, I don't know what I'm going to name it, but it's going to have to do something with ignorance is bliss. Now, I saw a few of these type of videos come up on my FYPs, and usually they would talk about how being too aware is actually, it can be seen as a bad thing. So when they say ignorance is bliss, you're kind of not thinking about anything deeply. You're just doing your own thing. You're not thinking about external factors, societal changes and norms, cultural impacts, political impacts, and all these different things, right? You just kind of, do your thing, and you don't go into spirals, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, that is not me. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of you who can agree. I feel like by the type of videos I make, obviously I'm always thinking way too much. And sometimes I do wish I was way more ignorant. But then at the same time, I like the fact that, I can challenge myself with these kind of deep conversations, think, broadly outside the box, really kind of challenge all these societal norms, right? So at the same time, it's a good thing. So it's like a 50-50 balance, right? Now, let me give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So we had a family gathering one day, and everyone's around, everyone's here, they're in the moment, they're in the present. I couldn't get myself to be in the moment because I'm just constantly thinking about ways that I can, get out of this struggle, right? Ways that I can improve myself, right? And it's kind of selfish in a way, and I can admit that, where, I should be just focusing on the moment, focusing, with the people around me, but my mind wanders and it genuinely can't stay still. And I hate it, right? I don't like it. I don't like how I'm always trying to, constantly one-up myself, trying to, every second of the day, I'm criticizing myself. You can do better. You can do this better. Why didn't you do this? You didn't do this for too long. You should have done it for longer. You didn't put your 100% effort in. You're wasting time. And honestly, the wasting time part is actually big. That's what I kind of constantly spiral about. I mean, I'm 22, and I don't have any uni degree or anything. I actually dropped out of uni when I was 18. I was doing a TAFE. A TAFE is kind of like a diploma for anyone outside Australia, if you don't know what that means. But yeah, so my mind now constantly thinks about, you're wasting time. And then each day has to be kind of planned out. Like, if I'm not doing something that's improving either myself or my ambitions, then I'll crash out. Like, I'll feel sick to my stomach, right? And I guess it's not really too much ignorance. It's more just trying to, a lot of people, I feel like, will agree, that's just normal. Everyone's just trying to improve, trying to get better day by day. But then, what if I just went and, got a uni degree? right? Or diploma? What if I just worked the normal job, like the normal 9 to 5, and just, was happy like that, right? Like sometimes I wish I was like that. So, because I know I got friends, who they're about to get full-time jobs and stuff, and they're about to enter that lifestyle, and they don't think twice about it, right? And sometimes I wish, like, I had that mindset where I just did my 9 to 5, and I didn't think too much about the 9 to 5. I would just be like, all right, my 9 to 5, get the money and come home. But that is just not me. And I've tried it, trust me, I've tried it, and I tried to force myself to change the mindset, but I just can't. I'm not too sure why. That's why it keeps coming back to ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Now, I always want to try to give some positive advice at the end of these speeches / talks. I don't want to leave you guys hanging on any negative spirals. So I feel like if I were to give you guys any sort of thought / positive changes about kind of being in the moment and appreciating everything you've got without worrying too much about the future, I would say always take a step back, right? So take a step back and analyze how far you have come. So in whatever regard it may be, right? So it could be school. It could be, you just pass your driving test. Just take a step back and let's appreciate all those little small moments, right? And I feel like if we can do that, we can kind of accept the present, right? If that makes sense. I'm sorry if that doesn't make sense, guys. Sometimes I ramble, but it's really nice to just talk it out to you guys, to my 6 subscribers actually. But yeah, there's lots more topics I do want to talk about, guys. I will save them for another time. In the meantime, you are loved, you're appreciated. I always say that at the end because it's important, right? It's important because we can't see each other. I can't see who you are. You can't see who I am. So I just want to make it clear that, I love you guys and you matter, and keep going. So yeah, it's been the Butt Hair King, guys. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll catch you guys next time.